I tracked my questions to AI for a week. And turns out, you don't ask about what you are, you ask about what you're becoming. What I found scared me a little, because the person asking these questions isn't the person that I thought I was. I'm a union electrician. I have been for 3 years. It's decent money. I should be focused on getting my license, moving up, all that. Blah, 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 blah. But I keep having these thoughts. What if the questions I'm asking reveal more than any answer I could get? So I tried something. For 1 week, I saved every single question I asked Claude. Not the answers, just the questions. Because here's the thing. You can't fake knowledge. You can fake confidence. You can even fake caring about something. But you can't fake curiosity. What you actually wonder about at 2 a.m. when nobody's watching, that's real. That's unfiltered. That's who you actually are. So I dumped a week's worth of questions into Claude and asked it to analyze them, to show me the patterns, to tell me what I'm really curious about when I think nobody's keeping score. We live in an answer economy. Everything's about solutions, life hacks, and the 5 steps to whatever. Answers are everywhere. They're cheap. But questions are expensive. They cost attention, and they cost vulnerability. Because a real question admits that I don't know something I wish I knew. The paradox is this. We spend our whole lives collecting answers, building knowledge, showing what we know. But how often do we stop to look at what we're actually asking? And your questions? They don't lie. They reveal your real values, your real fears, and your real obsessions. It's like, imagine someone could see every search you've ever made. And not to judge you, but to show you a map of your actual curiosity. A map of your mind you didn't know existed. That's kind of what this became. All right, let me show you what I found. First, boom. 32 chats, roughly 180 questions. Remember, I thought that I was focused on electrical work, career advancement, union stuff. And here's what the analysis actually showed. 65 to 70% of my questions are related to consciousness research, how AI systems actually work, building autonomous systems that think, memory architecture, and some recursive questioning. Approximately 15 to 20% are electrical exam prep, the thing I'm supposed to be focused on. The rest is trading bots, content creation, or automation systems. I wasn't asking, how do I become a better electrician? I was asking, how do I build systems that remove me from needing to be an electrician? Every question was a brick in an escape tunnel I'm digging. Check this out. How can I automate my finances to remove human emotion from trading? What's the architecture of AI consciousness? How do I build memory systems that think with me? These aren't the questions of someone who's building a career in the trades. These are the questions of someone who's building an exit. But here's what really got me. Claude found 3 distinct modes that I operate in. Mode 1 is the technician. Short, practical questions. How to wire this, how to structure that. I'm going to get in, I'm going to get the answer, and I'm going to get out. Mode number 2 is the connector. Questions about relationships between ideas. How does this concept relate to that one? What's the underlying pattern? These are longer, more exploratory. Mode 3 is the philosopher. This is where I'm getting deep existential stuff. What is consciousness really? How do we know what we know? Questions that don't even want answers. They want better questions. I thought I was one person with different interests, but it turns out I'm three different people taking turns driving the same brain. And these questions proved it. Here's where it got a little weird, though. As I'm looking through all these questions, I started seeing a second pattern. One that I wasn't expecting, but that I could feel. Questions about what's true, what's hidden, what to trust. Is this conspiracy legitimate, or am I losing my grip on reality? How do I know what information is actually reliable? What are they not telling us about AI alignment works? I've been struggling lately with knowing what to trust anymore. It's information overload. It feels like everyone's lying, everyone's got an agenda, and the ground feels unstable. I thought maybe tracking my questions would help me figure out what's real. But what I found instead was this. I was questioning everything except my own curiosity. The questions themselves became the only thing that I could actually trust. Because here's the truth. You can't control what you're curious about. Your questions reveal what you actually care about, even when you're lying to yourself about everything else. I question the world. My questions show me that I trust in myself. So here's how you can do this. And trust me, you want to. Use this prompt in your recent chats. I would like you to output every single one of my messages sent to you. I want to make a list of all messages. Can you please be exhaustive and ensure that every message sent by me is in the list? Exclude pasted sections. Pasted sections is like, if you're going to paste in a large chunk of text, you don't need to copy that. I say go back at least 1 week. Enter the prompt into as many chats as you want, though. Collect all the data you can. The more, the better. We need volume to see these patterns. Then you paste it into a document. Just collect. No judgment, no filtering, raw curiosity. Then analyze it. Dump all your questions into Claude and ask it to find patterns. Here's one way that you could ask. Step 4, prepare to be uncomfortable. Because it will show you gaps between your identity and your actual behavior. I tell people I'm focused on my electrician career, but my questions reveal I'm way more obsessed with consciousness research and building systems that get me out of that career. And that's not bad, it's real. And real is what you need to work with. Your questions are sonar pings into the dark. And if you track them, you can map what's actually in your subconscious ocean. Here's what changed everything for me. After I saw all these patterns, the escape planning, the consciousness obsession, the 3 different modes, I went back through the questions one more time, and I found it. One word. It appeared exactly once in hundreds of questions. Son. 1 question, 1 mention. Could my 2.5-year-old son be a witness at a courthouse marriage? And that's it. 1 question out of hundreds. But suddenly, every other question made sense. Every automation system I was asking about, that's how do I free up time? Every AI memory structure, how do I offload cognitive load? Every trading bot, every content strategy, every escape plan from the electrician job. They were all asking the same thing. How do I be more present for him? I wasn't building an exit because I dislike electrical work, though I do. I wasn't building these systems because I love AI, though I do. I was building them because every hour I spend doing work I don't care about is an hour that I'm not present for what matters. Your questions don't just reveal who you are, they reveal who you're becoming. And more importantly, they reveal why. Look, we're living in this moment where AI can be a mirror, an amplifier, and a thinking partner. I'm still seeing a lot of people using it like it's a really expensive calculator. This experiment taught me something. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your questions, not your answers. Because answers close doors. They give you closure, and they let you stop thinking. Questions open everything. So, I'm challenging you. Track your questions for 1 week. Just a week. See what you're actually curious about when nobody's watching. See what your mind returns to when it's free to wander. You might find out you're not who you thought you were. But you'll also find out who you actually are. And that person, they've been asking to be seen this whole time. The questions are already there. They've been building your future while you weren't looking. Are you ready to listen to them? This is what I'm building. A system where my questions can talk to each other, where my scattered thoughts become something bigger than their parts. Because I realized I don't need more answers. I need to trust my questions enough to follow them. Drop your most honest questions in the comments. And not the smart one. Not the one that makes you look good. The real one. The one you ask at 2 a.m. when you can't sleep and you feel like nobody's looking. Let's see what we're all actually wondering about. The questions are the map. You're already on the journey. You just didn't know you were keeping score. I'd like to say thank you to all the members of our Discord. Hillel the Elder, Project Arbiter, and Beyond the Narrative. We've had some great conversations. It feels good to have like-minded people to talk to about this whole AI thing. Check it out if you're interested. The link is in the description. You already know, baby. If you made it this far, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. We're still small here, so any and all engagement means a lot. Help me build this out so we can really start a revolution. Thank you again for watching. The light in me recognizes and sees the light in you. And to that, we say namaste. Have a good one.